Hi, I'm Steve James from Redgate Software and SQL Server Central, and I want to introduce you to a cool new, let's call it experiment or idea that Redgate is working on in our research arm, the Foundry. So I've got SQL Server here. Let me connect into this database. So I'm going to make a connection here, and you see I'm going to open a transaction and run a query. So let's do that. So that says it ran, but clearly this is an open transaction. And let's connect in this one as well. And I'm going to try to query from a different window that system. So I get nothing back. Now this is the case where somebody might get a call and they say, hey, what's going on? So I can ask, what's wrong on the SQL 2022 server? So I'll put that in there. And I'll show you in a minute how I've configured this. But this is an LLM chatbot type tool that we've called Redbook Runbooks for now, which is actually connected to some of my servers, some of my instances, and it's got an LLM in the back end that can do some work for me. So it's going to say run this. It wants to run this. I haven't given it permission to run things without me uh, agreeing to do them, so I'll do this. And then I think it ran it twice, or it asked me twice, maybe because I took too long. So it's looking at that server, and this is just a little bit of an experiment for me. Like I'm trying to do things that I would do as a DBA developer and say, is this useful to me? And you see it ran it and it said this was a low impact query. And then it comes back and says, hey, we've got a blocking issue here. And it gives me some information, right? That 56 holds a lock and it's blocking 57. So uh, I could do this. It says no kills necessary. Please commit a rollback 56 connected to Northwind. And if it's an idle transaction, it'll release logs. Can you stop 56, right? And so what it'll do is now it tells me this is a high impact thing, right? But it gives me the command. If I run this, what we'll actually see is that this query should complete because we'll have killed the offending change. Now, I'm not always a recommendation of just do that. Is this running? It's still running. Yeah. There it completed now. Just as I was finishing it, it did this and it reran that. But certainly I would want to know what this change is, what's going on here. But given me that, like I could have easily come in here and run SP Who2, right, and gotten some information. Or I could have asked the LLM here to, you know, what was the last query by 57? I think 56 is gone at this point, so I wouldn't be able to do it. 57 may still be there. But having an LLM here is not necessarily doing anything I couldn't do as a DBA, but it might allow me to shortcut some of the things that are going on. It might allow me to kick this off in a way without me doing a lot of debugging, but I could say, hey, could you please go through there and tell me what's going on. So if I'd have run this, probably it would have said, hey, DBCC input buffer, what is 57 running or what is 56 running? Having that ability lets me amplify or modify what I'm doing because certainly while this part was running, right, when I said, I get up here and I said, what's wrong? I might keep an eye on this on one monitor in the side while I was actually doing something else like I could be sitting here going, well, let me say I'm also, doing checking logs for another issue or reviewing a query sent to me. Like I could be doing other work while this was running in the background, and I could wait to see, hey, something pops up here. It probably would have come to this point, and then if I was over here working, I would have noticed that. I said, oh, so what actually is happening here? And I can go back and see this. I think AIs are, or at least have the potential to be great levers in getting more work done, especially for people that might not know what's going on. Like I have the ability to then ask questions in a normal human fashion and get some results here that might help me solve problems. And I'm going to show you, I've got this connected to actually two instances here. So I've specifically said these instances, and if I were to pick this one, I can run selects or run things, like it could auto approve those, but I potentially could have said you could execute things. Now, I'm not a big fan of running commands or stored procedures without some human intervention, so I haven't enabled that. But certainly, this is the kind of thing that you might think about when you're working with an LM or when you're asking it to do some work for you. Have I actually saved something? So this is a quick demo of an experiment at Redgate with runbooks to use an AI to help a DBA solve things. In this case, help me solve blocking. I'm Steve Jones for Redgate Software and SQL Server Central.